Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Chronicles, volume number 6. My name is Earl, and thank you so much for watching tonight. I am back from SummerSlam hiatus, and of course, we're going to talk about wrestling news. We're going to talk about a lot of things that is on my mind and what's in the wrestling news and what's on the airport. So grab a snack and sit in front of your computer and get ready for some wrestling news and some wrestling chronicles and some thoughts. It's all happening for you today here on the Wrestling Chronicles, volume number 6. All right, folks, and hello, everyone, and how's everybody doing on this Sunday afternoon? It's an afternoon delight when the Wrestling Chronicles is on the air. Well, first of all, I have to say to you all, thank you all so much for all the views and all the subs and all of the likes that you've given my videos and my shorts. I want to thank you all for doing that. We cracked the internet, and I want to thank you for doing that. I want to, again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you all for doing what you have been doing. Your support means everything to me. And I cannot do this without you. As I said this before, and I'll say it again, I cannot do what I do without an audience. So, again, I want to thank you all for your time, your energy, and your generosity. I greatly appreciate it. And just to let you all know, I belong to the YouTube Partner Program. And of course, you can send me all kinds of super chats and stuff. Um, so let's just get into it. Let's just dive right into it. Let's talk about the first thing on the docket today, and that is Mr. Karrion Kross. Mr. Karrion Kross and Scarlett have been moved to the WWE alumni page. Apparently, there is according to multiple sources, there are they did offer Karrion Kross a deal, but I believe Karrion Kross has turned it down. He's turned it down. So now he's been moved to the alumni page. Whether they're going to come together and they could make an agreement, we're going to have to wait and see. But he's been moved to the alumni page, and we're going to see if Karrion Kross and the WWE can come together on some kind of an agreement. As you all know, Karrion Kross is the last bit of the Authors of Pain. He was attached to the Authors of Pain and Paul Ellering, and you know what happened to Paul Ellering and the Authors of Pain. They were shipped out of WWE. So Karrion Kross is the last hope of that duo, of that group here with Scarlett. And his feud with Sami Zayn has apparently come to a close. So they really don't have anything creative for him at this time, I don't believe. So his contract expired. And now, what do you do with Karrion Kross? Do you re-sign him, keep him backstage and catering, or do you push him? What is the WWE going to do here? I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to keep an eye on this story because it's very fascinating to me to know what's going on with Kross and Scarlett. They were released once before, and the WWE did bring them back into the fold. But here's the question that I have, and here's the question that it's on, I'm sure it's on everyone's lips. Are they going to get released again? That's a great question. That and inquiring minds wants to know. Inquiring minds wants to know, and I cannot wait to find out what's going to happen. Um, Everyone out there, if you're watching this telecast, please make sure that you hit the like button. You smash the like button. It's very important that you do. Please like, subscribe, and you also turn on that notifications bell as well, so that you know when I go live. It's always a good time with the wrestling experience, celebrating 3 years of fun, 3 years of entertainment, 3 years of nonstop wrestling for you. So I again, like I said before, I'll say it again. I don't know what's going to happen with Karrion Kross. And I'm not sure what's going to happen here with the WWE. I mean, the man has no personality whatsoever, and he really doesn't get across to the audience too well. So I'm kind of like wondering here and pondering on what to do with Karrion Kross and what's going to happen here. Time will tell. But like I said, I'm going to keep the rest of the story, and I'll keep you updated as I know something else. All right, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this for a second. Austin Theory has been released from WWE. Austin Theory, as you know, was in a tag team with Grayson Waller, and they were the tag team champions, but unfortunately for them, they lost the tag team championships, and really they had no spark to them whatsoever. They kept teasing that there was going to be a split, and they kept teasing that Austin Theory was going to turn heel, and Grayson Waller, he was going to feud with Grayson Waller, but that did not materialize. That did not materialize, and they never ever did that storyline. Austin Theory was then removed from WWE roster, and eventually he was released by the company. So Austin Theory is no longer in the WWE. He's out of the WWE. And I believe that from what I read and from what I heard, they did offer him a storyline and he turned it down. And I'm not sure if it was for, I don't know if it was with Grayson Waller or something else or what, but apparently he turned it down, and that was the final straw. So Austin Theory is no longer in WWE. He feuded with John Cena. He was 8 count down. He was an 8 count down, and they were the tag team champions. And then they lost the belt. They lost their way, and now Austin is out. Grayson Waller is still in the WWE, and he's been saddlebagged with the New Day. I believe his time in WWE will be coming to a close very soon as well, because he fails to even do anything remotely spark material in the WWE to the audience. So Austin Theory is no longer a WWE superstar. All right. Let's talk about this for a second, folks. Let's talk about this for a second. All right, let's talk about the ESPN deal. As you all know, folks, WWE signed a 5-year contract with ESPN to put their PLEs on ESPN. Well, I'm going to tell you something, folks. This is another thing that you all have to dig your pocket into. If it wasn't bad enough that you had to pay a lot for tickets for WWE, now you're going to be paying more for this streaming service if you want to be a part of the ESPN um, family, and of course be a part of the WWE's PLEs. So, according to what I've read and according to what I'm seeing here, um, the cost for this it's $29.99. So that's almost $30 you're gonna have to pay if you want to get into and if you want to watch WWE PLE on ESPN. I think a lot of fans are saying this is a money grab. This is greedy. The WWE is greedy. You know something, folks. You know, if something is not broke, don't fix it. And that's the way I felt with Peacock because Peacock was, yes, you paid a little more for Peacock, but you didn't have to pay almost $30 for Peacock. The WWE now is going to remove themselves from the Peacock deal that they had with Peacock and go into the ESPN branch. And like I said before, I'll say it again. I don't know about this. I really don't because you're really shutting out fans who really want to watch WWPLE, and you're pricing them out of the market again, just like you're doing with the ticket market. There are people out there who are living paycheck to paycheck, and they really cannot afford another streaming service. I mean, how much streaming services can you have in your arsenal? And this new ESPN app that you're going to have to get if you want the WWE PLE. I mean, this is another thing that you're going to have to download and put on your tablet or your phone, or if you have a Roku, and buy it. You're going to have to shell out the money and buy it. So here's what it is. Okay. It has been reported by multiple outlets that the following cable providers will be the only ones to get the WWPLE on ESPN for no extra cost. Everyone else will have to pay the $29.99. Okay, so here are the cable companies. If you attach your cable, if you attach your cable, um, Dro, how's it going today? Hulk Hogan's birthday is tomorrow. Oh, yes, Dro. Yeah, we're gonna the Hulkster, poor Hulk Hogan. We still I still can't believe Hogan is gone. Um, so here are the cable companies that you will not have to pay. You will not have to pay for the ESPN if you have these cable companies. Now, I'm going to read you the list of the cable companies. And these are the cable companies that will provide you with free ESPN, the new ESPN app. Okay, so WWE and ESPN are coming together to do streaming services in the PLE next year. All right, they will no longer be on Peacock. They will no longer be on Peacock. Peacock will not be available anymore for WWPLE. You're gonna have to get this ESPN app. So, um, all right. So if you have Spectrum, if you have Direct TV, if you have Hulu plus Live TV, Verizon Fios, Fubo are the only cable providers that will give you the ESPN app for free. You at no additional cost. So again, like I said, if you have Spectrum, Direct TV, Hulu plus Live TV, Verizon Fios, and Fubo, those are the only cable providers that will provide you with the ESPN app. Now, I have Spectrum. I am a Spectrum customer. So thank goodness I don't have to pay the $29. But if you are on Direct TV or Hulu or Verizon or Fubo, now if you are an Xfinity customer, you're out of luck. Xfinity is not offering the ESPN app. They're not going to offer it. So if you're an Xfinity customer, you are out of luck. You're going to have to pay the $29 for this app. You have to dig deep in your pocket, pay the $29, and then you can get the app on your thing. Only cable providers that will get WWE PLEs on ESPN for no additional cost. So that's what's going on with that. So if you're an Xfinity customer, you will not be getting the ESPN app. You're going to have to buy it at $29. Which is like I said, which is a lot more than anything else. Now I have ESPN. I have ESPN1 and I have ESPN2 on my cable. And all you have to do if you are a Spectrum customer or DirecTV customer, all you have to do is attach your account to the app and you could be able to download the app as soon as it launches, and then you'll be able to get into it. I mean, I don't know how you all feel about this. I really don't know how you all feel about this. How do you feel about WWE moving away from Peacock? So the final broadcast for WWE on Peacock will be the Survivor Series. The Survivor Series will happen on November the 29th on Saturday night, and that will be WWE's final PLE of 2025. It'll also be the final time we'll see WWE on Peacock. Peacock will no longer be available in the US on WWE and Peacock. Beginning in the new year, WWE will move over to ESPN. I don't know how you all feel about it. I just think it's a lot of people said it's a money grab. A lot of people said it's too much money. It's too much this. I'm going to have to agree. I'm going to have to agree with everyone's assessment. I think I just think it's just too much now with all this back and forth, and WWE should have just sat down and thought about it and said, you know what? We like Peacock. We like what we're getting, and kept it on Peacock, but that's not what WWE wants. They want the money. It's all about the money, folks. And unfortunately, as fans, we're going to have to pay for that. Okay. All right. So that's on that. All right, here's some rumors, but it also has been debunked. Following the success of SummerSlam in New Jersey this past weekend, the discussion of hosting more two-night events has intensified within WWE and TKO, with an earlier start and finish time, impressed revenue and attendance numbers. It's clear that the two-night format resonate well with fans. TKO and WWE appears to be capitalizing on this success as a plan are already underway to introduce more two-night premiere live events in 2026. So apparently WWE wants to do the Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble are at the top of the list. If they do the Survivor Series, it'll be in 2026, and the Royal Rumble will be in 2027 at the top of the list. But it looks like Money in the Bank might also be in the mix for this format. So apparently, WWE wants to do two more. I mean, they want to do more two-night events. Listen, I don't think this is necessary. I don't think this is necessary. Why does all of the WWE pay-per-views and PLEs have to be two nights? Why is that necessary? SummerSlam, yeah, I mean, it was a success. It was a success. I have to admit, it was a success. I'll tell you my journey about SummerSlam tomorrow night on Raw. When I bring you Raw tomorrow night live at 7:50, I'll talk about my SummerSlam journey. But okay, SummerSlam was a success. All right, fine. WrestleMania has been a success because WrestleMania is longer. But not every PLE needs to be two nights. It doesn't need to be. It's not necessary. The Survivor Series should not be two nights. Survivor Series should not be two nights. It should not. I'm sorry. Survivor Series does not need two nights. I mean, you have the war games. You have regular matches mixed in with the war games. You got away from the traditional Survivor Series matches. So why are you messing it up right now? The Survivor Series doesn't need two nights. Royal Rumble certainly doesn't need two nights. It doesn't. I mean, what are you going to do? Split the men one night and split the women Royal Rumble the other night? I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Royal Rumble does not need two nights. Joe said they are definitely worried. They might get banned for long hour pay-per-view as night one. They're definitely worried. They might get blamed for long hours pay-per-view as night. Yeah, well, I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. But I don't think Royal Rumble and the Survivor Series or Money in the Bank deserve two nights. It should not be two nights. Nobody needs two nights. It doesn't need two nights. All right, SummerSlam, I can see you doing it two nights. I can see WrestleMania two nights. Because WrestleMania is long. WrestleMania is very long. It's a very long evening of wrestling. Yes, it is. Between the pre-show and the main show. But I don't think you need to do the Royal Rumble two nights. It's not necessary. It's just not to me. It's not necessary. I don't know anybody else, but to me, it's not necessary. You don't need two nights of the Royal Rumble. We don't need two nights of the Royal Rumble. We just do not need two nights. And like I said, the Survivor Series, no, that does not need two nights either. Nor the Money in the Bank needs two nights. None of those three pay-per-views need two nights. Leave it the way it is. If you're gonna transition SummerSlam into two nights, fine. If you, of course, leave WrestleMania two nights. But that's it. You don't need any more two nights. You don't need no more two nights. It's not necessary. Survivor Series is not long at all, and Money in the Bank is not long at all, and neither is the Rumble. The Rumble the Rumble is very manageable. You have two women's Royal Rumbles, a couple of matches mixed in, and that's it. That's the pay per view. You don't need that. You don't need to split that up into two nights. It's very self-explanatory. You get the women's rumble, the men rumble, a few matches in between before you serve before you serve the buffet, and that's it. That is it. That's the extent of it. So I don't agree with it. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with it. Oh, by the way, folks, I forgot to explain this. I did invite a guest on here today to be with me to talk about some of these things. Michael was supposed to be in. He's out. He's ill. So that's what happened with Michael. So I don't know how you all feel about this. I don't know how you feel about it, but then when I read somewhere WWE has no plans on doing that. So let's hope they don't have any more plans on doing that. Ashanti Adonis has officially closed the chapter on of his WWE career, and he made sure to go out with a statement. So, if you don't know Ashanti Adonis is, he was part of Hit Row, or some of you call it S Row. Um, After 6 years with the company, the former Hit Row member took to social media to let fans know he's ready for the next stage. Adonis, really, whose real name is Miles, reflected on his time under the WWE lights while making it clear he's only just getting started. After 6 unforgettable years under the WWE lights, the time has come for me to close that chapter. I'm filled with nothing but gratitude for every opportunity to experience lessons and incredible talent I've had a chance to work with. He made it clear it made it clear he's hungry to prove himself beyond WWE and added that sometimes you have to level up in life. I'm truly excited to show the world what I can really do. Sometimes you gotta get off multiple players and progress in your story mode. I believe I'm facing the future as the reason your girl stopped texting you back. Adonis framed his departure as a rebirth and promised fans that he will only see small fraction of what he can do, what he can offer. So Ashanti Adonis is no longer in WWE, and he was part of Hit Row. So he is gone. Okay. All right. Jake Hager announcing he's retirement from pro wrestling as he shifts his focus to his new trucking business in Florida, in Tampa, Florida. So Jake Hager announced that he's no longer wrestling. He's not in the wrestling business anymore. He's retired and he has a trucking business now in Tampa, Florida. So we want to wish Jake Hager all the best. He was in AEW and WWE, as you all know, and now he is out of the business. All right. All right, right there. Cover that. Mhm. Okay, let's talk about. Um, Rose says, well, I hope your co-host will recover. Thank you very much, Joe. I hope so too. Yeah, I hope he feels better. Lyra Valkyria has made a significant strides in joining WWE's main roster, notably becoming the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion earlier this year. Her title reign lasted an impressive 144 days before she dropped the belt to Becky Lynch at Money in the Bank. Their heated rivalry culminated at SummerSlam tonight, where Val- Valkyria failed to regain the title. Due to the match stipulation, she's now barred from challenging for the championship as long as Lynch holds it. Despite the momentum, former WWE writer Vince Russo recently predicted on the Coach and Bro podcast that Valkyria could be released within 6 months. He commented have sparked concerns among fans, especially given Valkyria's rising popularity and consistent in-ring performance. Vince Russo is wrong here. Vince Russo is wrong. How could Vince Russo come out and say that Valkyria will be released within 6 months? I think that's terrible to wish that on somebody. Vince Russo is disgusting. I don't agree with Vince Russo at all. Lyra Valkyria is very popular with the fans, and she comes out there and she does what she needs to do in the ring, and she entertains you like nobody's business, and she's a go-getter. I think Vince Russo has got a few screws loose, if you want me to be perfectly honest with you. Lyra Valkyria is very popular, and I don't think WWE wants to release her. I don't know about that. I think Vince Russo is wrong. I disagree strongly with Vince Russo's assessment of Lyra Valkyria. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Why does people have the power to have on Twitter and social media? I understand there's freedom of speech. I get it. But Vince Russo doesn't know nothing about Lyra Valkyria. Yeah, I bet he hasn't even seen a match of hers. I mean, the guy spews all this stuff, and I bet he hasn't even seen a match of Lyra Valkyria or see what she can do in the ring and see how she goes over in the ring. And now WWE is pushing hard on Lyra Valkyria. I mean, she was the first inaugural Intercontinental Championship, for Christ's sakes. So I don't get it. I don't get it. But Vince Russo, you're wrong. You're wrong about Lyra Valkyria. So as I said before, WWE announced starting in 2026, all PLEs will be available via ESPN streaming services, which is scheduled to launch on the 21st of August. Okay, so the partnership with, as I said before in the beginning of the stream, the partnership with Peacock is coming to an end, and the final year, and the final broadcast will be War Games in San Diego. That will be WWE's final broadcast on Peacock. And I said about Austin Theory being removed from the WWE's internal roster. And according to the follow-up clarification, Theory's removal from the internal roster does not necessarily indicate a release. It's possible this move is linked to a temporary storyline shift, an injury, or planned repackaging. While concerns remain valid during this recent lack of screen time, no official confirmation has been made regarding his WWE departure. Fans will have to wait for WWE to comment or Theory to resurface in another capacity. So I had said previously that he did get released, but according to I forgot this article has come up and I misspoke. So apparently he's not been released yet from the WWE. So um, I'm going to keep abreast of this story, and I'm going to find out if he has been released or he hasn't been released. Well, we're going to find out. All right. All right. WWE Raw officially introduced the fourth El Grande Americano, adding chaos to the twist to the ongoing storyline. Between Dominic Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Three different El Grande Americanos made an appearance, creating confusion and excitement among fans, while the original character portrayed by Chad Gable and others have stepped into the role in his absence. Okay, so if you all don't know this, okay, we now have not one, not two, not three, but maybe about four different El Grande Americanos. One of them is Ludwig Kaiser. We all know that. One of them is Ludwig Kaiser. And now they're saying it's Tyler Bate. So Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate is now the fourth Grande Americana, followed by Pete Dunne as the third. So Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are now a Grande Americana. They were a tag team, and now they transformed them into a Grande America. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is just absolutely insane. I mean, this is insane. Chad Bro says Chad Gable needs to stop them. Three when he comes back. Yeah, I know. I mean, this El Grande Americano, I'm getting weary of this storyline. All right. We don't need three of them. We don't need six of them. We don't need 10 of them. We don't need nine of them. I mean, this is ridiculous. You're making a mockery out of the luchador, and that's not right. That's just not right. I don't like that. I don't like when people make mockery of people's heritage and history. Don't do that. Come on now. This is just and Dro says we don't need 1,000 of them. No, we don't. I mean, this is just ridiculous, folks. I mean, all of these are grande Americanos. I mean, come on now. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. And when the WWE's making a mockery of this whole thing now, this whole Grande Americano, he's making a mockery of it. I mean, come on now. Are you for real? Are you for real? I mean, this luchador thing, I don't know. I don't know about you. I can't talk for wrestling fans. All I know is, ladies and gentlemen, all I know is that I am not a fan of a Grande Americano. I think it's making a mockery. It's making a mockery of luchador wrestling. And that I stick by that wholeheartedly. You do not need to do that, and it's not necessary to have hundreds of them. This Grande Americano is absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it needs to come to an end. It really does. All right. All right, folks. All right. So those were the wrestling headlines of the day. Those were the wrestling news of the day. And we got it going on today. So what's on everyone's mind in the world of wrestling? I had a very successful SummerSlam outing. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow night. Excuse me. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow night. And I'm going to talk about the journey I took, and the travels that I did, and the road that I traveled on. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun last weekend, traveling from Newark, New Jersey to East Rutherford, New Jersey, going back and forth, getting to the stadiums, getting into the seat, sitting down, and everything else. It was a lot of fun, and I want to thank MetLife Stadium. I want to thank Newark, New Jersey, the Prudential Center. Which, by the way, I'll be returning to the Prudential Center on Saturday night, November the 22, as AEW presents Full Gear. Full Gear is returning to Newark, New Jersey, at the Prudential Center. Tickets are going to go on sale at the end of August. Can't wait to do that. Can't wait to go back to the Prudential Center for AEW and Full Gear. I went to the first Full Gear that was in the Prudential Center. We did do it. Um, did you meet any wrestlers when you was at the show? Um, I did. As a matter of fact, bro, when I was in Newark for SmackDown, we I did see some wrestlers, and I snapped some pictures and some photos. CM Punk was there. We had Rhea Ripley. Gunther was there. The countdown to wrestle to SummerSlam. They did the show outside of the Prudential Center before the doors opened for SmackDown, and they did do that. And I did watch that live, and I was there live, and I snapped pictures. So, yeah, I was there with the fans and the crowd and everything else. It was a fun experience. It was a fun experience. But I'm going to explain everything to you all tomorrow night on Raw. We hope you'll tune in for Raw tomorrow night and everything else. Please make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you smash that like button. You hit the like button. It's very important that you do to hit the like button. And of course, you subscribe and share, because when you share, you care. And that's what I believe. So, all right, folks, but that's it. That's all I got for you here in the Wrestling Chronicles Volume 6. I left the like button. Oh, great, Joe Bro. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, so like I said, folks, you share the stream out and turn on your notifications bell so that you know that when I go live, it's always a good time here for wrestling experience. Um, so that's gonna do it for me, folks, in the Wrestling Chronicles, volume number 6. We gave you all the stories that I can give you. I gave you all of the thoughts and everything else. But before we get out of here, let me just pull up one more thing here before I leave you. I'm looking for it. As you know, okay. So thank you very much, Fro. Thank you very much. All right, I have one more story for you, and it is about Mr. Jay White. As you all know, Jay White has been out of AEW, and Tony Khan has made a terrible uh, and unfortunate news about Jay White. Apparently, Jay White's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Multiple injuries he has had in his wrestling career, and he's recovering from it. Also, very poor, bad booking. Also, not good for Jay White's persona. And so he's going to be out of AEW for a long time. And we wish White a very speedy recovery. And I hope Tony Khan, I hope Tony Khan has, when Switchblade does return, I hope he has some kind of update on his booking and what is he going to do with him after he returns. Yeah, Switchblade Jay White has been removed from this year's Owen Hart Cup tournament in March, and late July rumors didn't sound good. In addition to a hand injury, we knew that he was sidelined. The 32-year-old has a shoulder issue, and Switchblade was weighing surgery for that, which could reportedly keep him out of the remainder of the year. Based on the updates from AEW's Tony Khan during his latest appearance on My Mom's Basement with Robbie Fox, it seems White either opted for surgery or got some kind of bad news. Khan said Jay is one of the best wrestlers in the world and got injured along the way. He's out on he's out, and unfortunately it's going to be out for a long time. So apparently Jay White had shoulder surgery and he had a hand injury. So he's gonna be out a while. He's gonna be out. So that's the story on Jay White and AEW. So that's the story on that. And of course, when he was in AEW, he didn't have any kind of good booking. He didn't really have any kind of good booking. His booking was terrible. Tony Khan didn't know how to book Jay White, and he booked him terribly. And now he's been sidelined with a hand injury, a shoulder problem. So we're going to wish Jay White the speedy recovery, and I hope he comes back to AEW very soon and be a part of the roster again. And I hope that Tony Khan knows what he's going to do with him this time and respect his wrestling resume. Tony Khan is a so Tony Khan is a clown of a man. Well, there are some things that Tony Khan does, Dro, that are good, and then there are some things that he did that I scratch my head at. So he's kind of like equal balance when it comes to his thought process. Most of the time, I don't understand what he's thinking, and then the next time he comes out with something good. So, but like I said, folks, Jay White is going to be out for a vastly long time. So we're going to wish Jay White all the best. But folks, that is going to do it. That is going to do it for the Wrestling Chronicles. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank Joe for all his comments in the chat. This is a Sunday afternoon. I hope everyone has a good Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. And I will be back just 24 hours from now with the wrestling, with WWE Raw. I'll bring you WWE Raw tomorrow night, and I'll be on the air at 7:50 for the triumphant return of the Raw watch along. Bye, Dro. Take care. Everyone have a good afternoon. I'm Earl Cole. Thank you so much for watching the Wrestling Chronicles Volume 6. Remember, like I said, you could rewind this telecast and you can watch it all over again, and you can be part of it all. Rewind, relive, and replay. It's all available for you here on my YouTube channel. All you got to do is go back and watch my archives. And don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to smash the like button. And I'll talk to you all later. I'll see you tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. Until then, everyone, have a pleasant good afternoon. Roll call. The Wrestling Chronicles is a close.